Alright. So hey everybody, I guess this is the first time I'm doing like an actual YouTuber intro, which feels a little weird honestly, but welcome to a new type of experimental video, or a new little experimental mini-series that's going to appear on this channel. This is Andyie's Arcade. I say experimental even though it's technically not that much different. Here, let's play as Azazel. But the only thing that's really different is the fact that everything's kind of pre-recorded right now. Which, you know, I've done pre-recorded content before, but yeah, none of the pre-recorded things that I did in the past was anything that I wanted it to be. So we're gonna try with this new experimental little mini-series, Andyie's Arcade, and see how that goes. Hopefully it goes pretty okay and I actually stick with this. But yeah, the reason why I wanted to do this was because right now on stream I'm kind of only streaming Dark Souls 3 and Earthbound right now, and considering that all of the content that's on my channel are just supercuts of the stream, there's not really much other room for you know, other games unless I want to take up Earthbound or Dark Souls 3 stream time, right? So Andyie's Arcade is just kind of a way for me to pump out some quick little gameplay videos of just, you know, different games that I want to play. So in this case it is The Binding of Isaac, and I only started to recently get into The Binding of Isaac. I definitely was not an OG Binding of Isaac head, right? I never really was a PC gaming head to begin with, really. Basically my entire gaming career, quote unquote career, I've been mainly a console head, but on top of being a console head, I was also a Nintendo head, so I feel like I missed out on a lot of games that people consider to be really important. Especially the PC games, like, you know, a lot of people say that like Half-Life 2 is one of the best games ever. What is this? Golden Horseshoe, Future Treasure Rooms have a... Oh yeah, I also have the mod installed that actually tells me what all the items do before I pick them up, because I'm horrendous at remembering what they do. Future Treasure Rooms had 22 items, okay. I mean, I guess that's good. But yeah, I missed out on a lot of like those PC games, like Half-Life 2 of course, even like Portal, at least the first Portal, whatever other PC games there are that a lot of people consider to be like, oh, this is like the best game ever. I kind of missed out on it. And I also kind of missed out on a lot of, you know, Xbox and PlayStation games, right? I don't know why I'm like going back to in this room. I don't have a bomb. I wanted to bomb that X-Rock, but I guess I cannot. But yeah, I've mostly played Nintendo games for the majority of my gaming career, which is probably why a lot of my favorite games ever are Nintendo games. I mean, heck, even Earthbound, the thing that's on the channel right now, that I consider that to be my favorite game, and it's a Nintendo RPG. Yeah, and I feel like that is a recurring theme with the other, like, if I were to compile a top 10 list of my favorite games, they would probably all mostly be Nintendo or Nintendo adjacent, right? Whether it's Earthbound or Breath of the Wild, Respawn is, okay. Breath of the Wild, what else? What else is, I mean, I like almost every single Mario game, honestly. Whether it's like the 3D Marios, Mario Odyssey, Sunshine. I mean, Galaxy is pretty alright. Or even the 2D ones, like New Super Mario Brothers for the Wii and whatnot. Oh jeez. Okay. I mean, Pride's pretty easy, but okay. Well, this is the game punishing me for saying that Pride is super easy. But yeah, I don't know, I've always tried to compile like a top 10 list of some of my favorite games, but I was never ever able to really have a definitive list, you know? it's kind of hard for me to choose like yes, this is Okami is my 7th favorite game of all time, because it's like, I don't know, it feels weird. It feels like it's hard to numerically rank my favorite games, because there's a lot of my favorite games in which I just kind of like as equally as one another. I don't know if what I said just made sense, but yeah, all I'm saying is that it's kind of hard to rank them on a scale. Like, I kind of have an idea of what my favorite game is, of course. Like, I've said it's Earthbound, but I mean, honestly, I feel like I like Okami just as much. I like Okami just as much, and maybe even like, I don't know, Breath of the Wild, maybe some other JRPG, Xenoblade. I don't know, it's pretty tough to compile like a definitive top 10 for me. And that goes with anything. That goes with like movies, music. Here, we'll pick this up. Bob's Curse. Okay. Maybe if you guys have any tips and tricks for Isaac, Binding of Isaac for me, because again, I'm not that good. I've been playing this for, I'd say, a little over a month now, and I've been really liking it, but again, I'm not like the best. I don't know the pro strats and whatnot. I'm just trying to get a good run in for this video. Hopefully we can beat Mom's Heart. I did beat Hush. I did beat Hush, I believe 3 times? Maybe just 2. I think I only beat Hush 2 times. I just realized because I took the Dark Bum Devil deal, I only have half a heart. Oh my gosh. This is so scary. Okay. Thank you. Oh, we needed that soul heart. Or half a soul heart. Oh my gosh. This is the scariest thing I've ever had to do. I think I might die. There we go. Alright. Anyway, before we die, I'm gonna try to finish my thought. Because I was talking about top 10 favorite games. And before I started this recording, I tried to compile just a tiny list of some of my favorite games and just talk about them somewhat briefly and why I like them. They're in no specific order, but I don't know, I just wanted to kind of talk about games and the games that I like. That's another thing about Andyie's Arcade, is that since it is pre-recorded and it's a different kind of vibe, I'm kind of hoping I'm able to talk a little bit more to the camera rather than at the camera. And you know, be a little bit more candid about who Andyie is and whatnot. So hopefully we're able to talk about pretty cool stuff, whether it's games, movies, music, or you know, life. I don't know. I don't think people would necessarily want life advice from me though. Oh my gosh. Anyway, back to the games and some of my favorite games. Again, I'll reiterate, it's kind of tough for me to compile like an actual truthful list of what my favorite game. That's so unfortunate. There, we got a spiky chest. Oh, thank you. Thank you for a card that I don't need. Oh, jeez. But yeah, even honestly, even picking like my favorite video game, my favorite movie, even though I can, like, just to play it safe, whenever I give out my favorite game, I just say like, hey, my favorite game is Earthbound, my favorite movie is Back to the Future, favorite song, I don't know, honestly, something by Daft Punk maybe. Ooh, we did that. We got a freaking heart container. That's awesome, actually. But it's still like, again, if I say something's like my favorite, that doesn't mean that I hate everything else. Because I feel like that's what a lot of people, maybe not on purpose, but they like subconsciously think that. Like, if you were to say like, oh, my favorite movie, Spirited Away, I feel like a lot of people are super prone to taking that piece of information and just running with it. And then just assuming like, oh, yep, their favorite movie is Back to the Future or Spirited Away. that means that they hate every single other movie that is not Spirited Away, and I should only know them as the Spirited Away person, right? Like, it becomes too much of a thing. Like, again, I say I like Earthbound, but that doesn't mean I am not capable of liking any other game just as much as Earthbound, or, you know, at least close to enough. Because I will say, maybe Earthbound really is my favorite game. It wasn't always, that wasn't always the case though. If you were to talk to me like, I don't know, 6-7 years ago, my favorite game I would have told you would have probably have been like Super Smash Brothers, with Earthbound being a close second. Because I poured hundreds and hundreds of hours into Super Smash Brothers for the Wii U, just playing for glory. And not to toot my own horn or anything like that, but I feel like I was pretty good at it. I had like a 75% win rate, I believe, and maybe that's not that high, but I think it is. You win 3 out of 4 games. That seems pretty damn high to me. But yeah, I don't know. Just to go down this list of some of the favorite games that I wrote down. Talking about me liking Nintendo games, I used to be very, very fond of the Pokemon games, and I mean, honestly, I still have an attachment for the Pokemon games. I'm just not that good at them anymore. Not to say that I ever was, but I just kind of, you know, like if you were to show me a picture of a modern generation Pokemon and ask me to name it, there's a 90% chance that I would not be able to name it. Like, I know Mimikyu, because Mimikyu is cute as all hell. What else? I like the Karakeez Pokemon. I think the Karakeez Pokemon is awesome. Also, what does my item do? Oh my gosh. Okay. My item just, like, makes me mega fart. I guess it killed him. But yeah, I like the Karakeez Pokemon, honestly. I know a lot of people hate the Karakeez, but I think they're awesome. They may be amongst my favorite Pokemon. You know, I know nothing about them. I don't even know what type they are. Ghost? But Pokemon Ruby is the game that I have on my little list that I compiled of some of my favorite games, just because I have a pretty strong emotional attachment to Pokemon Ruby. Just because. Whatever, Pokemon Ruby, Pokemon Emerald, Sapphire, any of those 3 that came out, I really like them. I really like the starters. I like the Blaziken, right? I remember thinking Trico was always so cool. Mudkip too. I don't know, I just have such a strong attachment to that game, and there is gonna come a point where I would want to stream it, or at least like record a video of it, or do something with it on this channel or my Twitch. But the issue is that there's no real good way for me to record it. I feel like, unless I do some ethical slash unethical slash illegal emulation. Is it unethical? I don't think people consider like emulating or pirating Pokemon games unethical, do they? I thought the general consensus was like, if you're gonna pirate a game, pirate like Call of Duty Black Ops 6 or something, right? Don't pirate like an indie game. So yeah, I guess it's not that unethical, but whatever. I've just I've never done it. Now, whenever I do it in the future, this specific clip is going to be used as like evidence against me. Like, oh, he admitted that he would pirate a Pokemon game because he thinks it's not unethical. But anyway, going more so down the list. Okami. I mentioned Okami briefly, like, I don't know, a couple minutes ago. Whoops. Well, I think I'm almost dead. So maybe this run is donezo's. But anyway, Okami is also one of my favorite games of all time. Honestly, I might consider Okami like either number 2, it might be a strong number 2 on the list, like a definitive number 2. If I were to rank, like Earthbound is number 1, of course, and Okami is number 2. Okami, if you've never played it, I think it's on Steam, PlayStation Store, maybe Xbox Store, Microsoft, I don't know, probably not. But if you've never played it, I highly suggest giving it a try. It is such a first off a very visually appealing game, and if you're into if you think like Japanese mythology is cool, like the story of Isenboshi and whatnot, like this is just basically just a game of that, right? And and the combat, the mechanics, drawing. I just died, but that's fine. Ooh, oh, we spawned back though. Do I spawn back as the thing that has like 3 soul hearts? I can't look at my hearts, which is unfortunate. So, alright, whatever, we'll just wing it. Oh, I don't want to do this room. I hate these ghosts. But yeah, just to also talk about like formatting with Andyie's Arcade, I didn't really talk too much about like really what this series is, this mini-series is going to be, and what's going to be different about it. I already said it's just a way for me to play like a little one-offs, have little one-off videos of some different games, you know? But that doesn't mean that if, you know, for example, Binding of Isaac, I'm playing it right now. It doesn't mean that if I were to play it once on Andyie's Arcade, it's never going to appear on this channel again, right? Like maybe I'll do a second Andyie's Arcade video of Binding of Isaac, right? I'm probably not going to be doing a, you know, a 30-part playthrough of it, but yeah, games that appear are not subjected to be just like one-time things. The point of these videos is that they're just supposed to be quick little gameplay, pre-recorded gameplay videos that I'm able to just pump out and, you know, just have a grand old time, chill old time, and talk about some fun stuff. Or not so fun stuff, who knows. But it's just supposed to be something that's a little different from stream supercuts. Okay, I guess we're down here now. Anyway, I've liked other Zelda games before. Just to name one, Majora's Mask. I personally think Majora's Mask is much more interesting than Ocarina of Time. But that's just me. I just remember thinking Majora's Mask was so creepy and cool and whew, so interesting, and the masks and I remember being younger and being legitimately scared of playing Majora's Mask. So yeah, I do have an attachment to Majora's Mask as well. But my favorite Zelda game ever, honestly, is probably Breath of the Wild. I think Breath of the Wild is an example of like a perfect, it's almost perfect. Maybe not objectively, but perfect for me, right? I loved playing Breath of the Wild. I loved the experience of it. And if I were to be able to go back in time and play Breath of the Wild again for the first time, I would do it in a heartbeat. I would trade a leg to be able to do it. What else? I named some Nintendo games. I also have of course Dark Souls 3. I would consider Dark Souls 3 to be in my top 10. And honestly, I'm trying to think, like, would Elden Ring also be in my top 10? I know that this channel is kind of just like an Elden Ring channel at this point. Even though there isn't like an actual gameplay video of me playing Elden Ring. I just talk about it a lot. But Dark Souls 3 though, 110%. One of my favorite games of all time. And it's probably going to stay up there. Even if, you know, even if I have to add like Elden Ring to it, I'm not going to like switch one out over the other. What's happening here? Oh, am I able to just like, oh, that kind of sucks. I don't want to just throw out I want my blast back. Oh no, this is gonna be so hard. Okay, whatever. We'll deal with it. Oh, I almost just walked into that bomb right there. Ghost of Tsushima, and it's also a recent game. I don't know why I like Ghost of Tsushima so much, but I remember playing it, and maybe Ghost of Tsushima isn't like like it shouldn't be in my top 10. Just like while I was making this little rough list, Ghost of Tsushima just came into mind. Maybe it isn't actually in my top 10, but I don't really care. I still really like the game. I think the game's really good. I thought it was fun. I thought the ability to be either like stealthy or fight with honor or whatever, it was cool. But yeah, Ghost of Tsushima would probably be up there as well. What else? Also, having these bombs, it killed that boss instantly, and honestly, these bombs are growing on me. I think I'm kind of liking these bombs. Here, let's explore the rest of the floor, because sometimes there are 2 item rooms. At least I remember sometimes there being 2 item rooms. Maybe I'm just saying a bunch of hoosafudge. But that's the only reason why I try to explore the entire floor now. Whoo! My gosh. Wait, having bombs is really cool actually. I thought it was going to be a super big hindrance, but it's actually helping me out quite a bit. Another genre of some of my favorite games is weirdly enough like kind of, I don't know what genre this would be, but like farm / simulation-esque, farm sim, town sim-esque games. Not The Sims, but I'm talking about like Stardew Valley and Animal Crossing. But I like them both almost the same. Probably Animal Crossing just a little bit more, just because I have more of an emotional attachment to Animal Crossing in all of its games. Especially New Leaf for the 3DS, which honestly, it isn't. Do people hate the 3DS? I thought people loved it, but for some reason, like I see a lot of hate for it too. Like I feel like people love the normal DS, but they hate the 3DS. Just like how people kind of like, they have fond memories and like the Wii, but they hate the Wii U. But I don't know, I honestly, there's a part of me that's like, did I like the 3DS more than the DS in terms of the games it had? Probably not, if I were to be speaking honestly. But I feel like it's pretty close though. I'm just thinking that the DS also had backwards compatibility with like Game Boy Advance games. So maybe whereas the 3DS only had backwards compatibility with, you know, DS and not Game Boy Advance games. But at the same time, I was like, what? Like, it's only cool because I'm able to play like Pokemon Ruby on my DS, but you know, the entire DS catalog I'm also able to play in the 3DS. You know, that's awesome. And 3DS had a whatever it was, virtual console back when that was the thing, I believe. Had some games on virtual console. So did the Wii U. I mean, the Wii did too, I think, but still. Yeah, granted, I did not use any of the 3D functions with 3DS because it made my head hurt. Maybe that's why everybody hates it. But that doesn't mean the games are any worse, you know? I don't know. So, some of these bosses that like move around a lot, it's a little bit tougher trying to fight them with my bombs. Just because it's kind of I kind of suck at aiming these and kind of timing these out. Ooh, that was awesome though. That last bomb on that spider, perfect. I was like a quarterback just there. But yeah, more of my favorite games though. I have oh yeah, I also have To the Moon on here. And for those of you that have not played or even heard of To the Moon yet, I feel like To the Moon was big, and I saw a lot of talk for it, like, you know, years ago when it actually won the awards and whatnot. But I feel as though like no one remembers it anymore. Even though like it was, I mean, it was big on YouTube, I believe. But To the Moon is just kind of like this point and click, just story game. And boy, is the story so good, the characters are so good. Also, tears up. That is actually pretty crazy with this bomb thing I have. But yeah, To the Moon is so good, and it's amongst one of my favorite stories, period, out of any piece of media, whether it's movies, video games, books. The To the Moon story, oh, I love it. I love it, and it makes me emotional every single time I play it again. Random Blast? Is that bad? Oh my gosh! I do actually have Random Blasts! Oh wait, that's actually really cool. Okay. Also, Baldur's Gate 3. Baldur's Gate 3 is, even though I think it's the most recent game on this list, I can confidently say that Baldur's Gate 3 is now amongst one of my favorite games ever made. Maybe, like, probably top 5, honestly. Even though, like, I just basically played it last year. I feel like it's so good, and I feel like it, 100% deserved Game of the Year. I love Baldur's Gate 3, which is weird because I never, I was never into Dungeons and Dragons, even though I want to get into D&D. I was never able to get into it. Even the other Baldur's Gate games, I was never into Baldur's Gate 2. Didn't even know Baldur's Gate was a thing until I won Game of the Year, honestly. But I'm so glad that it did win Game of the Year, because that's the only way I knew what it was, and I was able to experience it, and oh my gosh, very good, very good. I love all the characters, I love the story, the amount of things that you can do, and how like different. Oh, this is going to be tough. Okay. All right. Never mind. I said it was going to be tough, but I kind of cleared that out instantly. And honestly, that's kind of most of what I put down. I put down other stuff like Xenoblade. I do like Xenoblade. It's a JRPG. That's where Shulk's from. For you Smash Brothers heads out there. And if you're a Smash Brothers head, you probably know Xenoblade. I like Xenoblade. Maybe Xenoblade shouldn't be in my top 10, but again, a lot of the games that I put onto the list were just kind of like, off a whim. Like, I just randomly thought of them as I was compiling this list, so it's not as definitive as I want it to be. I mean, heck, there's no real order to them. But hell, whatever, I still like Xenoblade, it's fine. But yeah, that's kind of it for all these games that I have on the list right now. Hopefully, some of these games, I'm able to, play on the channel, maybe do some full playthroughs. A lot of these games, it may be really tough to do a full playthrough. For example, Baldur's Gate 3. That game is 5 million hours long, so I feel like a full playthrough of Baldur's Gate 3 wouldn't be entertaining to watch, and also would just last for too long. So maybe we'll pass up on that. But yeah, for those watching, let me know what your favorite games are, and whether or not we have some of the same favorite games, or if you think that my favorite games are horrendous and you just think that I have bad taste. Which, might be true. I don't know. It might be true. Somebody may look at or like hear some of my favorite games of all time and they're like, what the hell is this dude? Really? Like To the Moon? Ghost of Tsushima? But I don't know. I feel like it's a pretty alright top 10 list. And it's subjective, right? So it's just like what I like. But yeah, just let me know what your favorite games of all time are. Or if you have one. If you have like a favorite game of all time, if you have like a top 3, because I was just talking about how it's pretty tough for me to compile like a definitive top 10, top 3, whatever. But maybe you guys are a lot less dumb than I am. Okay, I just want to get to this next boss ASAP, honestly, because I feel like we can take the loadout that we have right now, the build that we have right now, and just go straight to Mom. Are we already at Mom? Oh my gosh, that room The amazing aim that I have with these bombs right now is insane. Whoops. Accidentally walked straight into that. Am I immune to my bombs? That would be really cool, honestly. But I doubt that that's the case. Am I immune to my own bombs? I'm not. Okay, whatever. You know, there's a part of me that's thinking maybe this run isn't going to be the run either if I keep hitting myself with these bombs. And there's the boss. Okay, I think this is Mom. Nope, we're nowhere near Mama, I guess. Come on. Kill him. There we go. Plus 1 health. Yep. Shoot Sacred Tears. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, and we got one of these things. One of the half a white heart. This might be the run that we beat both Mom and Mom's heart. Yeah, honestly, I should be getting more into like the tips and tricks videos of this game, and I should probably search those up, whether it's on YouTube or friggin' TikTok even, or whatever, because I'm curious to see what like the general consensus on what the best items are, or whatever, right? Just so that I can have easier runs. Because again, I don't feel like I'm horrendous at this game, but I'm sure some pro would be able to look at my gameplay and say it's not the most optimal. Okay. Nice. Okay, now we're at Mom, I think. I open up a secret room, and it's unfortunate that I'm not going to be able to get it. Oh, jeez, come on. Get Mom. Oh my gosh, everything's blowing up. Bam. Whoops. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Easy peasy. So I think this this Polaroid thing spawns every single time when you I don't know, unlock the Polaroid. But I hate it. I think this Polaroid is so bad. And this Polaroid is the only reason why I use Isaac sometimes, because whenever I get this, I can just like re-roll as Isaac and then get a probably better item. But I don't know, maybe this item is actually like, this is the best item in the game, the Polaroid. If you don't use the Polaroid, then you suck at every single other game you play and life, and and you should break your PC. Not being able to see how many hearts you have is honestly one of my least favorite things about this game. I don't know why these rooms are so prevalent, or these floors I should say, but I feel like I've been getting these like every single run. I've been getting a floor where I can't see the amount of hearts that I have, and it's not very cool, because Andy needs to see his hearts, or else he just sucks. I don't know why I'm speaking to myself in the third person. It's kind of cringe, but it's fine. You know, we can be a little cringy here. We're not trying to be cool kids, right? Oh, I mean, hell, this series is called Andy's Arcade. I don't think we're really trying to aim for any cool points. I think it's cool. I don't know. I like it. But that's just me. Oh, what is that? That's something. Kill him! Okay, he's chasing after me. Hey, can I skip a floor with this? Please tell me I'm able to skip a floor. Okay, it's just a crawl space. What is that? Just a bundle of eyeballs? Chance to shoot 1 to 3 extra tears in random directions? Oh my gosh. Wait, does that mean like... Oh! Okay, I was trying to... Why did it come back towards me? Aw. That's funny. I was trying to test it out, and yes, that means that I could shoot extra bombs at random, but I also blew myself up. But I guess with that though, I guess we're not gonna make it to Mom's heart. That's fine though. I mean, they weren't terrible runs, but yeah, I just wanted to do this to introduce this new series, Andyie's Arcade. Of course, I don't know what the next game that would be appearing on Andyie's Arcade would be. I don't know, maybe it would be something like Overwatch, or maybe it would be something like Stardew Valley. It can legitimately be anything, as long as I'm feeling like playing it, right? And I'm hoping that I can actually communicate more with the audience and you guys through the series, and not just like, you know, not just like post supercuts in which I'm more so talking at the camera rather than to the camera, right? So hopefully you guys enjoy this series or this video somewhat, and yeah, so bye.